Trusted advisors. What if there was a place, a back office, a portal, a platform that had a layer of intelligence that wasn't offered until now? What if there were a platform that supported you and made recommendations for suppliers based on fit and nothing more? That had all of your suppliers in one place. Let me just show you real quick what the platform looks like. Here is a day at a glance, everything from the tasks that are on your to-do list to your agenda, supplier concentration, renewal recommendations, areas of focus. Here is your pipeline, a supplier directory built for you based on your TSDs and any direct agreements that you may have. The first time that you log into the platform, we ask you for what direct agreements you have and what TSDs you work with, and we build that supplier directory with you in mind. That takes 90 seconds in your first time on the platform. The MDFer, if there is noise being made in this industry related to the platform, it is the MDFer that we released last week. You're an advisor, you are hosting an event, and you need to raise $15,000 in MDF in, let's say, 3 sponsorships with 3 suppliers. That's all found right here. You put the request together, you talk about the audience, the return on the investment, and then you can send it to specific suppliers or specific supplier types. And then you just sit back and you wait for the suppliers to get back to you. You've given them all the data that they need to make a recommendation, to make a simple yes or no decision. And that's all that happens. They get a note in their inbox that they have an MDF request waiting, and they can reply accordingly. Now, let's get to the accounts. I have the ability to build an account. For the purposes of this demo, I have already built Premier Banks. I've built it on the backs of having a UCAS meeting. So what initially pops up is the roughly $7,000 opportunity with UCAS. Now, that being said, it tells me that there's roughly $207,000 a month in opportunity in my network, in my supplier community. But certainly, if UCAS is only $7,000, where's the rest of the opportunity? And the rest of the opportunity sits right here. But I don't know anything about data loss prevention, so I'm going to move that over to qualified. You see that right there. That's now about $5,000. So all the numbers start to change. But there's 70 suppliers. Now, a couple things. If I answer these 12 questions, I'm going to narrow the scope of who the right supplier is. But if I know ICP match is a top priority, or reviews are important, channel harmony, product depth, financial stability, maybe I'm looking for a deal with a supplier that's running a promo. I have the ability to do all of that and run a deep analysis on a particular vendor. Going into a meeting, I can know their strengths, their weaknesses, coverage gap areas, likely objections from the end user, and ways in which to overcome those objections. Now, we will start to wrap up the demo. I will go back to the accounts page. I will go back into Premier Banks. We will go into the UCAS opportunity, which is where we started. And I beg your pardon, I'm going to go back just one step into the deal. I'm going to run a briefing on UCAS, and I can take this into the meeting with me, which is roughly a 2-minute read. In this case, a 60-second read for part 1, which is a little bit about their business, the people in the room, what's changed over the last 12 months, what their footprint looks like today, how they make decisions for new locations, what their current infrastructure looks like, which we got in the firmographic data, which I didn't even show you before we walk into the meeting, where we can help, and the best ways to articulate it, and then questions worth exploring. It's absolutely free for trusted advisors. Go to thechannelstandard.com. In the top right-hand corner is a button that says log in, and you're off to the races.